Abortion doctors in Alabama could spend up to 99 years in prison if a controversial bill becomes law. CBS News digital reporter Kate Smith writes the state's House of Representatives overwhelmingly approved the legislation last night.
The bill now moves to the Senate, and Republican lawmakers have said that they expect a challenge. In fact, they want to take this fight to the Supreme Court as a way to tackle Roe v. Wade. And Kate joins us now at the table to talk more about this. So we were talking just a little bit before the story, and I asked you if this was like those trigger laws that we're seeing in a lot of states where there are more restrictive laws in regards to abortions with the expectation or should Roe v. Wade be overturned, then those laws would sort of be triggered into action. You said this is not that. This is an all-out ban. So explain this.
So in Alabama, they're looking to just have a total abortion ban in this state. They don't want any exceptions for rape. They don't want any exceptions for incest. And actually, that was debated on the floor last night. So it's not like this was an oversight. This is something on purpose that they want to do. So for the trigger laws, they just want to make themselves ready in the event that Roe v. Wade falls, right? They don't want to give people a chance to protect the state constitution for abortion for women. For this, they're just looking to ban it outright. And they're also looking to pick a fight with the Supreme Court and perhaps trigger those triggered laws.
Right.
So what are women's organizations in Alabama saying?
They're very upset. I spoke to Planned Parenthood last night. They were very upset about the law. And again, not to harken this, but the rape and incest thing was very, very big. They were very upset about that. A lot of the politicians who debated the bill last night, they spoke about how they themselves weren't for abortion. They wouldn't want one themselves, but they understand in situations of rape and incest that it's essential. And so they were very upset about that. In fact, when that went up for a vote and it was tabled, meaning they couldn't even vote on the amendment, all the Democrats left the House.
Wow.
It was a very, very powerful moment.
You've also been reporting on some of the language used in the bill, and you write that state politicians failed to remove language comparing the number of abortions since Roe v. Wade to the Holocaust. How are Jewish organizations responding to that?
They find this wildly offensive. I mean, you're using this atrocity that happened during World War II, and you're just kind of co-opting it for your own purposes in something that isn't really related. So, you know, they found that intensely offensive, not only from a women's health perspective, but then also from their own perspective. So they'd written a letter actually to the committee chairman asking them to remove this language. And someone during the debate said we should really remove this language, but it was passed with that language intact.
As part of the law.
As part of the law, it's still there.
Wow. And this is part of a trend, Kate, as you know, of greater abortion restrictions. Lawmakers say they actually want a legal challenge. So why are they confident that they can successfully defend this law?
I don't think that they are necessarily. I think they anticipate this to be a fight. And so, you know, the path to the Supreme Court is a long one full of appeals and lots of, you know, lawyer fees. So they don't expect this to actually pass, right? So they expect a challenge.
But if it gets to the Supreme Court, there's a sense from a lot of lawyers, people who watch the Supreme Court, that if it does make it to the Supreme Court, Alabama could prevail.
True, and that's a lot to do with the makeup of the Supreme Court right now. With the appointment of Justice Kavanaugh, people are more confident that there could be a moment in the not so distant future that Roe v. Wade would be overturned, or at least be chipped away to the point that it's no longer effective. What they're doing in this law is they're trying to define that a person, an unborn fetus, is a person. And so in doing that, an abortion would be akin to murder. So that is kind of the legal argument that they're presenting with this. Of course, that will be challenged by many, many women's organizations before it gets anywhere near the Supreme Court.
Right.
Really great reporting. Kate Smith, always great to have you. Thank you very much.